Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.
Shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. We trucking along, man. We trucking along. We on the road to 100K. We trying to get there, man. I appreciate everybody who trying to, you know, roll with me on this journey. I appreciate everybody who watch these videos, who share these videos, who make a comment, who give a like. Love y'all all, man. So we gonna keep on pushing. We gonna keep on moving. Spreading this positive energy, this positive message, man. Trying to get to these young people, young kings and queens, and keep them out here in the free world. Which brings me to this video I thought about today. It came from a comment, so I just want to talk on it a little bit. I may revisit it, depends on how much y'all like it. But it's a touchy subject, man. It's a touchy subject, and that's that dreaded Dear John letter, man. That Dear John letter in prison, you know. Nobody wants it. Almost everybody gets it, you know, depending upon how much time you got to do. Very rarely have I seen someone, you know, do a whole lot of time and maintain a relationship, you know, especially, you know, like a marriage or a bond, a relationship. I won't say bond because some people maintain the bond, but the relationship is twisted because of the distance and because of the situation. You know, over the years, I come to understand that, you know, it's a very, very hard position for a female to be on the outside dealing with someone that's in there when you was just out there with them and then you separated. I understand that. I come to understand that over the years, but you know, in the beginning of my bit, you know, it was unthinkable. You know what I'm saying? Unthinkable to have that type of understanding. You know, because of the position that you in, you feel like that's something that you need. You know, that's something that you got to have to help you make it through this journey that you get ready, you know, go on. And lo and behold, it's gonna be even worse than what you can even imagine. So to have someone that you care about, someone that you love at that particular time, you know, just, you know, seemingly go the other way or turn their back on you or, you know, choose another route, man, it's heartbreaking. It's devastating. Devastating. Trust me, I know I've been through it myself a few times. But over the years, man, I've seen some dudes go through it when they get that letter, man. And it started in the beginning, you know, even in the jail. I was in the jail and dudes had got sentenced and got X amount of time, some years, some you know, whatever, you know, and you know, the girl cut out on them and man, they lose their mind. I mean, even in the jail, man, write them a letter, say, look, I can't do this. You know, I ain't gonna be able to ride with you, or I can't, you know, do 5 years, 10 years, whatever the case may be. You know, I've seen dudes get a Dear John letter, man, with 5 years. You know, like, nah, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And man, they lose their mind, man. Dudes, it changes your whole disposition. It changes your whole outlook on, you know, what you got to deal with. So now your whole thought process is messed up and you thinking crazy stuff. So that's going to, you know, come out of your energy around other people, which everybody in there already dealing with their own situations, whether it's being, you know, I got to, you know, get ready to face this time. I'm locked up. I'm away from this. I'm away from that. They don't care nothing about your problems, man. Nothing at all. I learned that in the jail. People don't care nothing about your problems. They glad they're your problems and not theirs, you know. So I've seen it though, man. And dudes end up in fights. Dudes end up in the hole. Dudes end up getting in altercations with the officers, cussing the officers out, you know, whatever the case may be. But it's all because of the frustration and the hurt that they feeling from the Dear John letter. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the hardest things that you will probably have to deal with being incarcerated if you truly in love. You know, it's probably one of the hardest things you have to deal with being incarcerated, besides losing a family member, losing, you know what I'm saying, someone, you know, real close to you, you know, a parent or something like that. It's probably gonna be the hardest thing you have to deal with, because, you know, like I say, that's your connection to the world. That's your validation in some way or form, that you still important, that you still matter, that you still cared about, that someone still, you know, holds you to some type of value. And because everything around you is gonna tell you the opposite. So when you lose that, man, it can change your whole perspective. It can change your whole bit, the way you do your time, because now you on some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? You on some, you know, like, you know, F the world type stuff, because you feel like you done lost everything. You know, that you really is what the system is gonna make you believe you are, which is nothing. You know, because don't nobody that used to value as something and somebody look at you the same no more. So it messes up your psyche, man. It's deeper than what you think it is on the surface. When you just say Dear John letter, or oh yeah, she left him. Man, it's deep. It's super deep, man. And I've seen everything from dudes getting in the fight, dudes, you know, picking up that Bethlehem, dudes, you know, fighting the police, dudes putting themselves in crazy situations because of their, you know what I'm saying, their disposition, because of what's going on the outside, to people even just taking their own life. You know, taking their own life. It goes down, man. So those letters are way more vicious than people would think they are, you know. And like I said, I've seen dudes do some crazy things, man, some crazy things. I spoke on a few of these things in some of my videos already. I spoke on the dude that I remember, you know, over the years, and, you know, in no particular order, but just the way they come into my head. I can remember, I told y'all, I believe, before, about the dude, Big T, man, when he found out his girl was, you know, out there messing with somebody, man, and he you know, he called her and cussed her out and screamed at her and told her he gonna send somebody, you know, to get the dude and everything like that. And the dude was so scared because he knew his reputation. He called the police. The police called back up there, and, you know, you can pull your phone, Jones. Everything you talk about on the phone in the penitentiary is recorded. Pull that Jones, and, man, he ended up getting a conspiracy to have somebody killed charge, man, and got, you know, X amount of years for that. You know, X amount of years, but he did that out of the hurt that he felt, you know, from, you know, man, to be able to set up in that penitentiary, or to set up in a jail cell, or set up in a cell, and know that the person that you love is out there doing whatever, and God knows whatever, with Joe Blow or whoever, man, and you sitting up here, and man, that's hey, I'm telling you, it's enough to drive you crazy, man, and it has drove many a cats crazy, man. I told y'all recently about the dude that, you know, found out about his girl, and he set her up. You know what I'm saying? He set her up, told her to bring him something, set her up when she came up there to visit him, and she ended up getting towed off out there by the police. You know what I'm saying? By the police. I know dudes who found out the girl was doing cheating or something, and sent him a letter, don't want to mess with him no more, to Dear John Jones. And he found out why, because she got somebody else, and he done called it, what'd you call it, the place that you call, say you an unfit mother, so the people coming and investigating her about her kids, because he knew she did X, Y, and Z on the street. Man, he done put the people on her. I mean, everything you could think of, man, because dudes will reach out or try to lash back out of the pain that they feel, because there's nothing else that they can do. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing else you could do. And no matter what any guy tells you, if he is incarcerated, no matter what was going on the street, if he was the breadwinner, if he was the, you know what I'm saying, the boss of the household or whatever, that's dead when you locked up, man. The woman holds all the power. She holds all the power, which tells me, I mean, you know, which goes back to me saying that I never understood why I could see dudes on the phone just cussing their girl out, screaming and yelling at her in the visiting room, hanging up on her, then calling back, and she keep answering the phone. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I think they still be caught up in the fact of what was going on the street, and that he still is, you know, in a power position. But once that switch click, Did she holds all the cars? Oh man, you see dudes on the phone crying, begging, walking around the pod sobbing, man, looking crazy, don't want to come out their cell. You'll see them go down there and get on the phone and be calling back to back to back to get no answer. Dudes be like, man, trying to use the phone. They ready to rumble because they keep on trying to call somebody that they know not gonna answer the phone, and they'll just be like hoping and praying that they just answer once and they just keep going. And I seen dudes get the rumbling over that dude like, man, get up off the phone, man. I'm trying to use the phone, ain't nobody trying to talk to you. I mean, what you worrying about my business for? Boom, bang, 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 and they rumbling. All because he trying to call somebody that's not gonna answer the phone. You know, one of the other worst things is I done seen dudes call and a dude answer the phone, just like you see in the movies and stuff. A dude answer the phone, and man, them dudes lose their mind, bro. I done seen dudes rip their phone off the wall. I done seen dudes rip the cord out and turn around and bam, smack somebody with the phone and stop. Somebody ain't do nothing to them. It's just that frustration, that anger got to be released. There's nowhere else for it to go, you know. I done seen dudes come off the phone, man, and get that bad news, and they trying to make it to their cell, you know, with the hard look and the hard walk, but you can see it on their face that they just got some devastating news, and they go in the cell, man, and they might want their cell partner to leave, but their cell partner might be asleep, or he might be watching TV and he ain't trying to get up and just roll out, and next thing you know, they up in there, boom, 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 they rumbling because of what he going through. That's why I say you can never get comfortable in prison, because you always might have to deal with somebody else's issues. You always might have to deal with somebody else's pain, somebody else's anguish, what they going through, because they may impose that on you. So you never comfortable in prison. You never comfortable in prison, not even in your own cell, because you never know what your cell partner is going through. You never know what it is. And dudes will always try to, you know, put on a coat of armor, act like they so hard in there and try to cover things up and not let people know what's going on with them. Because the truth of the matter is, who you gonna talk to about it? You know what I'm saying? Who cares? Who listening? The dude that you talking to about it may be going through the exact same thing you going through, but he just hiding it better. You know what I'm saying? He hiding it better. He, you know what I'm saying, holding it to his chest, but he may be going through the exact same thing you going through, but you may never know because he choose not to say anything. You know what I'm saying? He choose not to say anything. But man, it's a wicked situation, and you can see some women, some women are so bold. They give you your Dear John letter in person. They come up to the visit room to see you, sit down with you, just to tell you that they not never coming back, that they done, they through, they can't do it no more, you know. And you can see dudes in the visiting room, man, breaking down, man, crying, you know what I'm saying. You can see their face, you know, turn from joy to pain. I've seen dudes in there, man, grab their woman, try not to let her leave, shaking her, screaming at her. I've seen dudes smack women in there, cuss them out, get attacked by the police. I've seen it all, man, you know, because, like I say, that's something that a dude really, no one in prison, no one locked up want to hear, but most people do. You know what I'm saying? I would probably say 99.9% of the guys end up, you know, hearing that news or getting that news, man. Because, like I say, it's a hard thing. I know that now with maturity and you know, experience, but it's a hard thing to ask somebody to do. But you can always look at it on both sides of the spectrum too, because, you know, you're still the same guy. You know what I'm saying? You just in a different position, but you still the same guy. So you always have to question yourself is, what did they want me for? Did they want me for what I provided, what I could do, whatever it was, physical or monetary or whatever? Because those are the only things that's really removed. You know, your character is still the same. You still the same dude. You still the same person. So, you know, the only thing is removed is your physical. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, like I say, it's a balancing act, man, when you think about it like that. But, you know, like I say, it's crazy because a lot of dudes, a lot of people, when they on the street anyway, and they're in a relationship, even if they living in the same household, is like, how much quality time do they actually spend? I've read some articles, many articles while I was locked up about relationships. But how much quality time do you actually spend with your spouse or your mate when you're in the house and you're living on the street, paying bills, going to work, going here, going there? How much quality time do y'all actually sit down and talk about real things, or share your experiences, or share your feelings, or your day, or your emotions? How many people actually does that? You know what I'm saying? And I read an article that say very few. You know what I'm saying? Very few. But the irony in that is, when you locked up, that's all you have. That's all you have is that verbal communication. That's all you have is to be able to talk, to be able to share your experiences, to be able to share your visions, to be able to share your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations. So people, when they're locked up, are actually closer than they are when they're out on the street. You know what I'm saying? As far as bonding and knowing each other and getting to know each other, it's just the physical is removed. You know, the financial support is gone. He can't be the breadwinner no more because you broke in prison. So those are the major two things that's missing. But at the same time, that right there causes the separation. And then it always seems like the woman is trying to find someone that can fill that void. But if they truly are emotionally attached to you, that void will still be there anyway. You know what I'm saying? They just have a substitute. But it's a crazy dynamic, man. But it goes down in prison all the time, everywhere, and it is no escaping it. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I tell you, young fellas, your old fellas, and anybody else. If you in love or you in a relationship and you are out here doing foolishness and you thinking about giving up this freedom, you can also thinking about giving up women, because she's gonna be gone. Now dudes get involved with, you know, old girlfriends and stuff like that. The old girlfriends, when you have, you know, you moved on from them and got to somebody else, or you got married, or you got in a new relationship or whatever, and then you had this old girlfriend, and then when you were in prison and you get your Dear John letter, or she leaves you, because very rarely do a dude that's in prison be the one breaking up with someone on the outside. Very, very rarely. I've seen it happen, but very, very rarely, you know. And usually after they do that, they usually regret it, you know what I'm saying? But once it's done, you open up a whole can of worms. But once a dude, you know, get his Dear John letter, he's gone or whatever, and he may start reaching out to ex-girlfriends, or ex-girlfriends may start reaching up to him, just checking on him, seeing is he all right. And then that may form a relationship. That may form a bond. I've known dudes to get in those situations. I've known some dudes that their Dear John letter turned out to be their best letter, you know, because they may go through it for a while and then reconnect with somebody else and ended up being with them for, you know, forever. I know dudes that reconnected with old girlfriends, married them, and they done rode the rest of their bit out with them, and they out here on the street now living and, you know what I'm saying, and happy, you know. But it's just a traumatic experience when you locked up, man. It's some hard stuff to go through. You're gonna have to be built for it, tough to get through it. I can assure you of that, because like I say, it seems like it's your lifeline to the world. It's the thing that makes you still feel human. And, you know, once that's removed, because everything else is gone. You know, you ain't around the people you used to be around. You don't have the things you used to have. You can't go to places you used to go. You can't do the things that you used to do. You have nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you're around all of this new stuff that's being dictated to you. You're around all of this chaos, all of this violence, all of this confusion. You're around all of this hate. And you have no, you know, incoming of love. So there's no balance to it. So when you still got that string attached to one person who still sees you as the way you feel you was and the way you feel like you want to be seen, then that's everything to you. So once that's being cut, it's like the umbilical cord. You got nothing left. So it changes your whole perspective, your whole, you know, view about life, man. And some dudes, that's just too overwhelming for them, and they can't take it, and they lash out. You know, from fighting to, you know, getting in situations. I know some dudes that turned into, you know, cold dope fiends after they got the Dear John letter. Dudes never done drugs in their life, man, but they just so depressed and so, you know, set back, man, that they go try to start using drugs to numb the pain. And next thing you know, they got a drug habit. That drug habit gonna turn into violence in prison. That's gonna turn into problems in prison. That's gonna, because you cannot control the influx of drugs in prison. So and you cannot control the influx of money that you're gonna have to purchase drugs. So that's gonna lead to a whole another can of worms, man. But I've seen it all in there when it comes to them Dear John letters, man. I've seen it all, and I've experienced enough of it myself that I don't want no I wouldn't want no more parts of it ever in life, man. You know, which I never, plan on being locked up again anyway. So if I get one, it'll be out here face to face by somebody. But I just know, man, for dudes that's in there, man, that's one of the most devastating things that can happen to you. And especially when you're married. If you're in a relationship or you're in, a situation like that, it can be devastating. But when you're married, it's even more devastating, man, because you have created that bond where you feel like you're going to be together for life. And then that person chose to say, nah, I can't do it, And, man, I've seen some crazy stuff with them Dear John. I seen one dude, he get a Dear John letter, and he get a Dear John letter, and his wife leaves him only for him to find out that she found somebody else, but the other person she found is also incarcerated. Yeah, is also incarcerated. This one dude that I knew, his wife ended up leaving him, and he begged and pleaded to try to get her back, and she wouldn't come back, and she's gone, and woo. And just when he starts to get over the situation and accept it as reality, this is the way it is, he finds out, like months and months later that, his wife is actually involved in a relationship now with another dude that's locked up on another institution. And the way he found that out was because somebody got transferred from that institution who knew him and knew his wife and was telling him, man, she coming up here to see such and such and such. And man, he almost lost his ever-loving mind. You know what I'm saying? He almost lost his ever-loving mind, and then he ended up getting in altercation with another dude, which I believe stemmed from the frustration he was going through with what was going on with his ex-wife or his wife. He still was married legally. That, man, he ended up getting in an altercation where it was the Bethlehem play involved, man. He ended up getting hit. The dude ended up getting hit. It was just a crazy situation. But in my mind, all of that came from what he was going through personally. That frustration. It's hard to walk around the penitentiary all day trying to be focused on what's going on around you and all this situation when you got all this other stuff in your mind, clouding your mind, man. It's difficult to compartmentalize that stuff. Very, very difficult for most people, man, and understandably so. But yeah, them Dear John letters is serious in prison, man. They're very, very serious, man, and so to all you dudes out here in the free world, man, if you want to hold on to what you got, you need to stay free, man, because it's almost a guarantee you that just like everything else gonna be removed from your life when you go to prison. Everything that you cherish, everything that you love, everything that you like, everything that you appreciate, your woman will probably be included in that too. You know what I'm saying? So you need to consider that when you out here doing what you're doing, because ain't no love in the penitentiary, brother. It ain't no love in the penitentiary, and ain't too much of it gonna be coming up in there neither. So, and then like I say, I know dudes in there, they throw away love. They tell people, don't write me no more, don't call me no more. And I always tell the young dudes that first come in there, they so used to being, loved, and they so used to their family, and they so used to their girl and stuff, and having little break up and make up situations that when they get in prison, they still on that type of mindset. And I be telling them in prison, don't do that when you in prison, man. Don't tell nobody to leave you alone. Don't throw away no love, brother, because you're going to get so much hate coming down the line that you need all the love that you can get. But dudes will do it, man. They get mad, they rip up pictures, they cut up pictures, they rip up letters, they, block the phone, tell it, they don't want to call the person no more, take them off their call list. They do all of that only for a couple of months later to wish they had. But they don't see it at the time. But I tell them when they come, I say, you ain't, trust me, you mad right now, but that's going to change. That's temporary. But, a lot of them have to learn the hard way, man. And a lot of dudes have kicked out women or kicked them to the side and thinking that they're going to come back and realizing that you're in a position there that they ain't got to come back. You don't put their mindset in there like, well, okay. And, you done made them look at a situation that they may not have looked at for a little while down the line. but you done made it look at it a little quicker, and you end up hurting yourself, man. But anyway, man, it's just something small that I wanted to just speak on because somebody made something about it in the comments. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all want to know more about this or what y'all think about this. But them Dear John letters in prison, man, they are heartbreakers and they are crushing. And everybody gets them. Everybody gets them. Sooner or later, everybody gets them. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this topic. And if y'all want to discuss it anymore, hit me in the comments. Y'all talk to me. Y'all know I talk back. In the meantime, in between time, man, like I say, there's a blessing in every lesson. And the blessing in this is you ain't got to get a Dear John letter in prison because you just don't have to go to prison. You know what I'm saying? Stay free, young fellas, young queens, and y'all enjoy this beautiful life we got out here, man, and where we can make our own decisions, make our own destiny, and make our own way in life. That is not the case if you are incarcerated. So stay free. Y'all be safe out there. Be smart, man. Make good decisions, man. I appreciate the love, man. TBP salute. Duck them hooks. Ha, 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 man.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure delicious.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.